Hi, I'm Eric from ERIK'S Bike Shop. I'd like to show you today how to change a tire. It's one of the most common things that can happen when you're out on a ride, and if you're prepared, it's a really easy thing to do. So a good thing to start with is you have a little bag, a little wedge bag on the back of your seat, and in that I'm going to have some essential tools. One is a mini tool. This is a good one. It's got lots of different things. I can fix different things that might happen on the bike. There's an Allen tool, chain tool, there's a tire lever on this one. I like to carry extra tire levers that are actually made out of a nylon so they don't pinch the tube. I've got a patch kit. Of course, I've got a tube, a brand new tube. For a road bike, I like to carry a CO2 cartridge. This is a 16-gram CO2 cartridge. They come in different sizes, and a different size will inflate the tire to a different pressure. So for a road bike, generally a 16-gram, which gets you up to about 120 psi. A lot easier to get it up to 120 psi with a CO2 cartridge than it is with a frame pump, but a lot of people will carry a frame pump as well on the bike, because that's always going to work. You're never going to run out of a CO2 cartridge or something like that. So that's a good alternative as well. So let's grab the tire here. We've got a flat on this bike, so we'll get that off the bike. And the first thing we're going to do is take the tire off the rim. So I'm going to grab my tire levers here. And if I take one of those nylon tire levers, I can just run that along the outside, and that'll actually get the half the tire off the rim. Reach in there and grab the tube. Get that out of the wheel, and pull the old tube out. And then a step that a lot of people miss out on is now I got to figure out, why did I get a flat? So I'm going to inspect the tire visually all the way around, and I like to lightly run my fingers, not too hard because I don't want to cut myself, but I'm lightly run and try to feel where the piece of glass or the nail or whatever it is that caused the flat tire, and I want to get that and remove that from the tire so I don't have the flat again, because if I didn't get that out and I put a new tube in, I'm just going to get another flat on the road. Also inspect the inside of the rim and make sure that the tire liner is in place and didn't get moved out, so it's not covering the spokes properly. So once I've done that, identified where my flat was, what my problem was, I'm going to grab my new tube. First thing I want to do is just get a little air in there so that it has a little shape to it. So I'm going to use my frame pump for that. If I just had a CO2 cartridge, I can just blow into the valve and get enough pressure in, because I just need enough in there to give it a little shape so it's not too much pressure. So I want to find the hole in the rim where the valve goes, slide that valve in, and then take my nut and put that on. So that secures the valve in place. Just give that a little hand tightness. And then pull the tire around the tube, and it'll just kind of push the tube into the form of the tire. So by having a little air in there, that makes that a lot easier. Once you've got that pushed in, then you can just work your way around the rim and put that in the tire all the way onto the rim. Make sure you tuck the tube inside the tire so that you don't get any pinch. If you need to use the tire lever, you can do that by prying it on like so. In this case, this tire is loose enough where I can just do it by hand. And now I've got the tire in place. Now, to inflate it, I'm going to just start inflating this tire, and as I start getting shape to it, I want to make sure that the tube and the tire are seated together properly, so I didn't get the tube caught underneath the tire in any way. So as I'm pumping this up, I'm just going to not pump it up all the way, and just give it a spin and make sure that the tire is seating properly so the tube isn't pushing the tire off the rim. And when you're done, just inflate it up to the proper pressure, either using your frame pump, or if you're using your CO2, you're just going to use that CO2 until it's empty. Okay, so after you're done putting the tire on and getting it seated properly and getting it inflated up to the proper pressure, you've got to put it back onto the bike. So I'm going to walk over here and make sure that I put the chain on the small cog on the back. Point your quick release lever in the proper position. Make sure it's secured, got the proper tension. Push it in all the way. Put your brakes back on and go and enjoy your ride.